Good morning, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today I'm out here on top of this ridge. It's middle of December and it is cold. Mid-Missouri, Green Pastures Farm over here at the bull and the steer mob. I've got this herd this morning, and Joel and Isaac are doing the cow-calf herd. Anyway, I was just curious to see. This is by far the coldest morning we've had. It's down to single digits. It might even be below zero wind chill. It's cold. I mean, I about froze my face off coming over. I had to put my George Heller glove that I got from George in Minnesota. I gotta get George. I gotta get me some more of these. Folks, you get one of these and put a hand warmer down there, on your wrist, like I've got one on this hand here. Oh gosh, it's so nice. Hands stay nice and cozy, warm, and it's just a wonderful thing. But this Pride of the Farm, these are the tanks I got from Brian Lease. They're Central Missouri feed, and Brian had these already put in on this farm when we bought it, and I've got 5 more that I just bought that I'm putting on the crop farm when we get ready to put the water in over there. Folks, these things just work. First, as long as you don't go over 100 head, this 20 gallon on pressurized water, they can handle 100 head easily. And they have changed the valve on them a little bit on the inside. I had some of these on my farm, still do, and I always talked bad about them because they couldn't keep up the flow. But I'll say this, they did change the valve in there, and it has probably 8 times more recharge now. I mean, it flat comes out of there. The other one, you could almost take a leak about as fast as it filled up. I mean, it was pretty bad. These, they got the new valves on. I mean, they flat get with it. Now let's see how much ice is on this tank. I don't see any. See, there hadn't been anything drank here for hours because all the bulls are clear over there on that far ridge. Well, you can see the paddock I just put them in. I'll walk up and show you. Folks, they're traveling a long ways to get water. Well, clear on that woods line. They're coming from that woods line all the way back over here. So I'm doing wagon wheels, angling them back to this permanent one wire high tensile fence that splits this farm in 2. Actually splits it into 1, 2. It splits it into thirds. And then from those wires, it makes it real easy to just use this temporary fencing material I get from Powerflex. The Terragate, the poly braid, the Powerflex poly braid, there is none better. There is none better. It's the mixed metal. It's got 6 steel and 3 copper. That's the one you want. Tell them Greg sent you. Folks, we've got that poly braid. Oh gosh, I think I've got 25 reels. Every one of them's got it on it. I just don't ever replace the poly braid. Now, a reel after 15 years of sun, you'll break the, well, I'll show you. You'll get some breaks on them. These bobbins. Now, this is an old one. It doesn't have any breaks in it yet. But if it does, you can get a replacement spool for them. But this stuff, this is the poly braid I'm talking about, folks. It is unbelievably stout. I use it every day. It just holds up. And I'm hard on it. I mean, they say you're supposed to walk this stuff up across the paddock and don't reel it. I'll unhook it, clear up at those bales over there, and I'll come back here and grab the reel and just reel it up. And so that wire is doing this all the way through that brush. And I guess that's a no-no, but it's a lot faster. I like it. Efficiency is something that I like, especially on a cold day. But back to these Pride of the Farms. Folks, you can get these from Brian Lease. And the thing I like about Brian, he'll explain to you how to install them correctly so the darn things work. You've got a shut off right here in the concrete. It's got a stop waste valve on it. Just pop that up with a screwdriver. And you shut it off when you're done. Shut it off. And when you do, you take a screwdriver like this. I keep a big screwdriver here. This is a big old heavy screwdriver. And you just take your screwdriver and push in there. Or you can use your tool. Did the boys leave it back here? Sometimes they, there it is. Yep, here's your meter tool. Yep. So this is the meter tool. This is what shuts the power off to the source of your water. Okay. Once you shut it off, then you take this end here. You don't need a screwdriver. I'm not going to do it, but you just take and push in there, and those big old rubber washers get pushed back into the tank, and all the water drains out. So that when you're to leave, I've got 5 of these around this farm. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there's 5 of them on this farm. And there's nothing that can freeze. I don't care if it gets 20, 30, 40 below zero. There's no water in that tank. And with that stop waste valve over here, it's got a brass stop waste valve on the water line. It acts like a hydrant. When you shut it off, all the water that's coming into that tank drains back through that pipe down that hole. And there's a bed of rock down there. It acts as a drain field. And so there's nothing to freeze. Now my next rotation, I come around here in February, and I want to use this again. I just pop open that lid, turn it back on, put my Fisher Scientific rubber stoppers back in those holes, and I'm good to go again. There's nothing, I tell you folks, they're pretty darn durable. Brian was running, I think, around 80 pairs out here, big cows. I mean, the bigger ones, and they didn't tear these up. There's really not too much on them they can tear up if you build it right and put it in right. But again, I'd check out Brian Lease, Central Missouri Feed. I'll put his phone number on. I asked him. He said, "Yes, put it on the description if people want to find out more about these. He can order them, folks. He can get them cheaper you can off the internet. I'm telling you, you can save some serious money. So, yeah, check it out. I love the darn things. I mean, look at this. I got moles clear over on that far hill. It's wind chill, probably below zero this morning. I don't have to chop ice. All I did was move a wire, and I extended my lane. I'm going to set this down so I don't forget. Oh, there we go. Grab my screwdriver. I wanted to show y'all what I'm doing here. Look at this. So, in the wintertime, anytime you have a really good shade tree, I'm going to give y'all some kudos, some little tips this morning. Anytime you have a shade tree in the wintertime, don't let cattle around it. They don't need that tree. But they're just out of habit, they'll get underneath that tree. Because it's close to water, they're going to hang out there and they're going to poop and pee around that tree. Folks, that tree is probably 200 years old. It's a white oak. I will never grow a tree that big in my lifetime. And I don't want to be the one that said, well, you know, Greg Judy killed that tree because he left livestock underneath it. They will kill a tree. Too much manure and urine is not a good thing on anything. And I know I'm getting in the wind now. People are going to be screaming at me. But you know what? It's just the way it is. And I don't have any way to block the wind this morning. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing here. I'm backing up against the wind. Okay, there it is. There's a lane all the way along here that I'm extending. Each day I roll up a wire. And it's only being extended by the width of the padding. So it comes all the way back to this water tank. And when I get done with this side, I'm gonna move over there on that side and do the same thing again. Folks, it's freezing out here. I gotta get. Wind's picking up. We got fence to build today on the new farm. We got the new farm, and we got all the old fence tore out yesterday, and we're gonna start laying out the posts and the timeless and all that, the perimeter fence. So y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.